Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another coffee/tea/whatever you want to drink stream. Today, Hair Raising Narratives and King of the Canadian Hills join me.
Hello, everybody.
She finally let me back in. She finally let me in. I made such a mess last stream. Like the shop is just messed up. I feel so bad.
This is why I only show the window. No one ever has to see the mess on the other side. Shh. It's not a mess. It's perfectly clean, guys. Don't worry.
How are you guys?
I'm good.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
I'm all out of tea, though. I drank it all already.
Did you? That was quick.
No, I made it like an hour ago.
Oh, did you? So cold coffee goes down quick. Yeah, it happens.
So do you have both tea and coffee, or do you alternate, or what do you do in the mornings?
I drink tea mostly.
Okay.
I love the idea of water and coffee, but then because you don't want to stain your teeth, right? You want to have those pearly whites always shining. But then I just throw the water away, just dump it down the sink, and drink pure, dirty, gross coffee, and then stain my teeth up.
I like the idea of drinking tea. You know, like drinking something healthy, and of course, I don't know if I guess coffee is supposed to be healthy or not. I feel like every week, you know, you see one of those articles. Oh, coffee's good for you.
Oh, coffee's bad for you. Oh, coffee's good for you again.
Yeah. You can drink
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. You can drink the green tea, but hey, that red tea, it will kill you.
Don't drink the red tea.
So I don't know.
Never drink the red tea. I'm not too sure about it. It's weird though, because when I look at it, it's like, oh, there's a certain type of coffee bean that will give you better pancreatic movement or something, and then the research isn't verified. It's just one of those click me articles.
Oh,
people are just bored enough. So yeah, that's where I get most of those. If you drink Coca-Cola once a day, you'll live till you're 96. Because Betty White did it.
Yeah. Yeah, we interviewed someone who lived to 100. Find out her secrets here.
Yeah, it was McDonald's all the time.
Well, there was one lady.
A day.
She was well over 100, and they asked her, and she's like, "Yeah, I drink Dr. Pepper every day. My doctor told me I die. I outlived him."
Yes.
I think I saw that one. Yeah, I remember it was like she drank a soda every so often. I guess it was every day, and I was thinking, wow, because you just don't know.
Here's the
Just
secret.
don't know.
We
And then
don't
you look-
know what really makes you super duper healthy. We know things that will make you probably not the healthiest, but everybody's different. Everybody is different.
That's right. Body. Yeah, it depends on the body.
There, yeah, yeah. I wish we knew how much. I wish we knew how much genetics, actually came into play. But that way, I could be like, oh, okay, well, based on my genetics, I can have this or this. But
Yeah, but the
I am
problem
very,
is,
very fortunate to have my parents and more specifically my father, because I can look at him and go, yeah, he tested out a lot of stuff. It failed, so I'm gonna stay away from that. Thanks,
oh,
Dad.
thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a bad move on your part. Staying away from that. Thanks, Dad.
Ooh, your face
That's what
melted.
parents
Okay,
for.
so I'm not gonna do that or that
Yeah.
or that.
See, you drink that much Pepto. Yeah. Thanks, Dad. Not gonna do that.
yeah, nice. It's almost like having a test clone.
It is.
What works? What doesn't work?
And he is the I am the spinning image of him, except he's a lot older. But yeah, we look almost identical. So it's funny that I get mistaked for his younger brother at times, and I don't even know how to take that.
Yeah, like, is that a compliment for him or is that an insult for you?
100% compliment for him, and I will not answer your last question. As I look at the gray hairs on my beard.
Yeah, I started to get my first. I have about 5 or 6 gray hairs now, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, wow, I don't feel like I should have these, but
I'm worried with you on that because you feel good. You
Yeah.
think that you're still in the game, in the young game. You're trying to hang around with people. You're trying to do a bunch of cool stuff with people that were 20 and all that. But then
Yeah.
you look at yourself and go, "What's that? Like a little bit of wrinkle there? No, that can't be me."
yeah,
start to-
you know,
you-
yes.
Yeah, you start to double think yourself, and then you're like, "Oh, so maybe I should sit down more often."
Yeah, maybe I need to slow it down a bit as you're walking, grabbing your lower back.
Maybe I do need to buy that recliner.
Yeah, I need to start listening to my doctor more often.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, I don't know.
It's just one of those things too, where
Yeah.
I get to the point where, as I turned 39 this past year, the wrist starts to hurt, or when I go to stand up, the knees start to pop, and you're like, "What is this? What does this sound? I think it's cancer."
Your
But
knees are
it's
just
not.
starting to
Oh, no.
pop?
What was that?
Your knees are just starting to pop? Jeez,
Yeah.
you're behind.
Yeah, I've been gifted because I've been lucky where I've been athletically gifted, and I've kept a really light weight, and I've been lucky enough to be physically not hindered with anything. So the fact that my knees and back are popping is it is a gift. I'm not gonna admit that I'm whining just out of general, but yeah, it's funny how it's happening now.
Nice. Yeah, I started to go back to the gym. So I'm trying to get back into that because I always go for a few months, I stop, I go for a few months. So it's hard to see any good progress, but at the same time, I'm able to stay healthy and keep a healthy weight and all that. It's a lot of really that's probably not the hardest part for me. It's more of the diet. It's keeping a good diet, and just because I try not to go out to eat a lot, but it's so time consuming to make your own meals, especially if you're making them for one. And so I would say that's the most difficult part for me. I think diet's important, but just the execution of it, of both staying healthy as far as working out and having a good diet, it can be so, I don't know. It just seems so difficult to be consistent with.
I'm right with you 110%. When it comes to meal making and prepping, it has to be made in 2 minutes or less. So that leads to the microwave. So just taking whatever I can find and microwaving it and then eating it was the go-to for me for many a year. And the fact that my body and stomach are going, well, we need to get rid of this quickly, and in a really abrupt fashion. I was like, ooh, what is this? But apparently that's what happens when you get a little bit older. Your body can't maintain this gross, terrible food that's quickly made.
Hey, you can be like the like your dad is for you, and you can just be like that version for me, where I know what happens when you get older. Because I'm 32, so you're just a little older, and you can start warning me about the things that start happening to your body.
See, now there's the one issue where I have. So he has this wonderful human being that he's been married to for many, many decades, called my mother, who cooks incredibly well and fed him incredibly well. And so when I left the nest, the home cooking didn't go with me. but the laziness of food prep did. It's amazing how when you go out on your own and you're not, like, the very first thing was I'm expected to walk into a house and have food ready for me in the fridge, and then when you go out on your own, you open up your fridge and you're like, whoa, where's the food?
It doesn't restock itself?
Yeah, where's the magic reloading fridge?
How do I make this work?
Yeah, it happens in Star Trek all the time. Jean-Luc Picard does it all the time with his Earl Grey tea.
Can I hit the button? Can I hit the button?
Yeah, where's the button?
And I'll sometimes even get frustrated with myself, where I'll open the fridge and I'll be like, oh, really? There's nothing in there? I'm like, yeah. You didn't cook anything.
That's right, the bitter disappointment of, oh man, I really wanted something, but there's nothing in here. Yeah. Oh man, I guess I'll look in the freezer. Ooh, that bag of peas. How long has this been in here? Will this feed me? This will make me full.
Okay, it's funny you say that, because I was just looking at my bag of peas yesterday in the freezer, thinking, man, I need to make some meals so I can use up some of these vegetables that are frozen vegetables. But, yeah, at some point I'll do it. No, not anytime soon.
But we all know it. Hair, you go, you know what? I'm going to need that for my popping knee. So I'm going to keep the bag of peas.
Ow, that sounds painful.
What, popping knees?
That's my...
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's brutal.
I don't know if they don't hurt for me.
Oh, it's brutal for me. It's a loud pop, and then I feel like it's disjointed, so I got to do the old Jerry Seinfeld stomp to get like the nerve back in it.
Oh, and, God.
Oh yeah, it's an MCL sprain. I should point that out.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. That's a little different.
The audio is apparently a bit low.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how. Everything's right, MCT. Are you sure you have it at the right level?
Oh, yeah. That's because one time I told somebody, hey, your audio is a kind of low. And then they were spending some time, checking out to see what it was, to find out it was low on my end. And I was like, oh, oops.
So real quick, before we continue, I want to say hi to everyone. So, hello, Derringer.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Rum. Hello, Mark. And hello, Miss Creepy Tales. There we go. That's it. We say hello to everyone. So.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, 42. And I want to apologize for
It's all good.
running into this coffee stream and started wrecking shop like I usually do. I'm a bull in a tea shop, and the tea shop is 242's Cafe. And I apologize.
Yeah, could you not drop that? Oh, God damn it.
Oh, man, I spilled it on myself.
Okay.
So how we sounding?
Are we sounding better?
Yeah,
I think it's maxed out. 42's audio is fine. The guests are kind of low. Not sure. Okay. I can fix that. All right. They went up a little more.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. How do we sound now? Testing.
1, 2, 5.
1, 2, 4, 4, 4, 2.
Does 42 have purple hair or blue hair? Testing.
Testing. Looks purple to me. Testing.
I might be colorblind. Testing.
Yeah.
There we go.
Indeed, colorblind. Good. Awesome.
Great.
Good.
Thanks for the feedback. Good.
We need to nail this and nip it in the butt right away, because you don't want to go, what was it, 45 minutes before someone decided to let 42 know, what was it, about 4 coffee streams ago, that hers was a little bit low. All I did was turn it up, and I never even bothered to say, yeah, maybe I should probably let 242 know that hers is a little bit low, and but it is what it is.
By the way, 42, you're a little low. Thanks, that would be good 2 hours ago when the stream was still happening.
All I do is, you know what? The other one will be loud, and 242 will be at a perfect volume. Good enough. Don't write it down or notify anybody about it.
I'm not
I
lying.
think it was, yeah. Saturday, I think it was Raven that came in. He came in and he's like, "Hey, how's it going, everybody?" Blah blah blah. And then he immediately went, voice a little low. It's like, yeah, good idea, Raven. Yeah, thank you for contributing.
He's really good for that. He always comes in and goes, "Hey, you need to change something. Hold on."
And then change. Here we go. We're good to go. Done.
Oh, right. So today I have a big giant story written by Cryptic Wanderer coming out. It's 36 minutes long, and it's one story. It took me 3 days to record it.
Oh,
Wow.
holy cow.
That's
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah.
What,
But
different narration, or like, are you doing different voices, different narration outputs?
no, but it's got 3 like stories inside the story. So it's really cool. And then tomorrow I have a big collab of all my stories coming out for Halloween. One of the voices is a Lucky Hair Raising Narratives.
Hey, Mazel Tov. Yeah,
And then-
yeah, good stuff.
Kawaii, Raven, As the Raven Dreams, PA Nightmares, and Seraphine the Midnight Bard.
Oh, perfect. I love Kawhi. I'm so happy he came on your coffee stream. That's what I love about your coffee stream, 242. You're introducing me to more people in this community, and Kawhi was just one of those gems. And hair-raising narratives as well, might I add.
Yeah, thank you.
But it's just, he's a part of the list now. He's a part of the Watch Later stuff that I listen to at work. And he's just a wonderful, crisp, awesome voice. Good stuff.
Yes, Miss Creepy Tales, Red Hills Halloween special. Christmas special. Specifically the Christmas special. Yeah, totally. For Halloween.
Christmas.
Yeah, 100%. I wish I could read Derringer. I just crawl.
That's how we
just
contribute to
crawl
horror.
slowly to people. That's how. Yeah, well, with the right avatar, it's pretty darn creepy, Derringer. I told you Derringer was creepy as heck yesterday.
On was that on the VR?
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
it? What happened? Can you tell us about it?
So I was hanging out with Raven, Patience, and Derringer. And Derringer would get down and start crawling at you. And it's so creepy because he's wearing like horror-like avatars. And oh my god. Miss Creepy Tales, no, don't do it. No, stop. Wow, and just keep doing it if you're doing it. It's really good stories.
Do it, MCT.
Wow, so you can kind of manipulate your avatar to like jump around or something, or
Well, see, I'm doing it on the computer. I'm not doing it in VR. But if you do it in VR, you have way more control over your avatars.
oh,
I don't
That's so
think
cool.
he was doing VR.
Oh, see, I thought it was just like it's like literally VR where you're just staring at the booth and then you kind of move your mouse over and then it's just you visually looking at stuff and
Nope.
and then you're just with somebody that's not there. That's pretty cool.
No, it's all people talking and having fun and all that jazz. And it's for HorrorCon. And hello, Dylan.
I love it. Hello,
Dylan.
Apparently, Derringer does not have VR.
So
I
so how
have
did you do that?
2 VR headsets in my house. 3 VR headsets in
3?
my house. Yeah. 2 are my roommates,
Like-
1 me and my husband own.
All right, on now. Are they do they give you massive headaches, uncomfortable? Like, how is the VR experience?
I don't know. My roommate falls asleep in his all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently pretty good.
I get easily they do give me a headache, but I also get easily car sick and seasick, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that has something to do with it. And also I hear that if you use it all the time, then you sort of start to get accustomed to it. I have a VR headset, but it went with my I think it's a Samsung one that went with my old phone. So my new phone doesn't fit in it, so I haven't used it in years, but
Oh yeah, I remember when Samsung was doing that.
See, I'm with Vanetta Dillon. I don't have a VR period with a happy face. I can't imagine. Like, I haven't tried it out ever, but I can't imagine immersing myself in this make-believe world and then looking around and having like a pterodactyl or Tyrannosaurus Rex or something attacking me. It's just, there's something comforting about. There's the flat TV screen. Here's the controller. If something scary happens or something action-packed happens, I can actually look away. I have the power to look away.
You can't look
which
away.
Makes
You
it
just turn away.
Also, then if I
Also,
turn away, there's something behind me.
no, the creepy one is when he was a giant. Well, he actually was Piggy, the pig thing, and that was creepy as all heck. But the creepiest one was when he was a giant zombie from Minecraft, and then he started crawling as that. That was just weird.
How many avatars did he have?
A bunch. You can grab a whole whack.
Oh, that's awesome! And then he just kept on going.
I got Resident Evil 8, the really tall woman.
ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
Was it Lady?
Demetres.
Yeah, Demistaku?
I think it's Demetres because it's like
Demetres.
French. Yeah, when you look down, you see boobs, so I'm quite happy with it. Seriously, it's just boobs.
Which was such the main seller of that game, eh? It was amazing how people were just like, I'm here for this. I'm here for the immersive gameplay, the really good graphics, and the horror villain's big boobs.
And 9 foot tall.
Yeah,
She's 9 foot tall.
Legs that go for miles.
Really
and
does.
This evil monster.
and then spoilers, guys. She dies quite early into the game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. She's the first boss, apparently.
Yep. But they never said that she was the big bad. They were just showing her off because they do that a lot with the first boss, I think. They like to show off the first boss because that's the one you're going to get to know the game in. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's why they did the sample gameplay with her, because they weren't expecting this large feedback of sexy villain monster. She was the first boss. She had her little lieutenants with her, and that was it. So now, and then it just spread like wildfire. That everyone started dressing up like her little vampire daughters and her. It was pretty pretty lucky and fortunate for them. I mean, the downfall was everyone got pissed off that the villain died. But yeah, I think that was really good marketing that they just stumbled ass backwards into.
Just like, here, I'm going to back up. Oh, look, we found a niche that we didn't know anyone had. And it's like, yeah, I don't think anyone else knew that was a niche.
Yeah, make a note of this.
Note, 9 foot vampire with big boobs and a hat that's just huge works.
With legs that go on for miles. Yeah, walking around all sexy like with a tight form-fitting dress. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna sell, and that's definitely not gonna work. Yeah, we'll just introduce her as the first boss. Yeah, no worries.
Well, and she also had this like 1930s vibe to me. Like, I swear all her clothes were like 1930s to me.
Yeah, I agree. It was that old like detective noir sort of the dame walks through the door black and white, and then she turns out to be a femme fatale sort of thing. I agree.
And who doesn't like that style? I think that style is so very attractive looking for both males and females, just that style of clothing.
Yes, I agree. Very proper. Yes.
I actually wrote a little comment on Raven's one of Raven's videos about that. He said he wanted the word mystery, so I was like, she walked in And I knew that she was gonna be nothing but trouble. So I did this whole like it was a pretty long comment I wrote just about this woman walking in and that her husband had disappeared. And I'm like, this could actually turn into a really good story if I sat down and actually wrote it.
That's awesome. Though. It shows how good of a writer you are when you can just come
Yeah.
up with something off the cuff, and then you can say to yourself, you know what? If I actually refine this, I can actually come up with a good story. That's awesome.
Yeah, you never know where inspiration comes from.
Well,
Yes,
I actually
absolutely.
in the middle of writing the second part of a 3-part story from a comment that I wrote for Raven.
Oh, perfect. I love that. Because
Nice.
because when I was attempting to do my glitch in the Matrix story that I wrote on Ravens and yours comments about that acid trip and the guy using the washroom in the basement, I did it as a joke, but then I thought to myself, yeah, I think I can make a stupid video and story out of this. So I like to think that I'm in that kind of ballpark too. So I like to tip my own hat. It's gonna be
Sounds
it's gonna be a
awesome.
dumb story, but yeah, there we go.
A fun one though. Sounds like a fun one.
Oh, it is. It's definitely fun. Yeah, I can tell you that much. What do you got? Hair raising. What do you got for Halloween? Any videos coming out?
Well, I had a plan for this story. So I had this story I wanted to do because originally there was about 3 years ago, I wanted to do wanted to do a little business for like a haunted house, nothing huge, just a kind of a local thing. And kind of went through the business plan of all that, the financing of all that. And then I just decided, well, if I was going to do any sort of small business, it probably wouldn't make that much financial sense to do something that's very seasonal like this. So anyway, it fell through, but I did decide to do it into a story instead, which I'm currently writing, revolving around this haunted house. The problem is I just couldn't get it out in time. So to answer your question, no, it's nothing special that I have planned for Halloween. But I didn't have enough planning, and it just takes so long to do the writing, the recording, the editing of everything, and I just didn't manage my time. So
Well, it's funny because since you are hair raising narratives and you do narrations of spooky stuff 24/7, yeah, it's not like it's the end of the world that you didn't nail it on a particular day. So yeah, it is what it is.
yep, it'll come
Oh,
out in the
no.
future.
It's just like, oh no, Harry's narratives. The one with the ghost is doing Halloween a little bit later. Oh no, doesn't go with
he's
your
so
brand at all.
hair raising, not punctual. Unbelievable. I oughta.
Hello,
Darren.
Silver.
Sub.
Yay, Silver. How you doing,
Oh,
brother?
apparently, hi Silver, bye Silver, because he's here for like 12 seconds apparently.
Hey man, just a little teaspoon of silver goes a long way. Not actual silver, that'll kill you. Don't do that. But the silver threads, I'll take it. I'll swallow it up.
Take care, Silver.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Okay, so Derringer, yes, king of the spooky spaghetti. So I'd like to make an announcement that I have fully immersed myself into creepy pastas, and I am doing a 10-episode run to end off this year. And I'm doing creepy pastas. I'm writing my own stories. I'm narrating my own creepy pastas. I'm making my own music. And tomorrow I'm releasing a trick or treat story that will scare the crap out of you. And it's all happened to us, or it will happen to you eventually. So get ready for that tomorrow, Sunday, releasing it. Boom.
Nice. Love it.
And it's Koch style, so don't take it too seriously.
Well, I think you have you have your brand. People like your videos for, because they are what they are, just like we all have our own individual kind of brand.
Yeah, that's it,
Yes.
right? And I love that. That's what I love about us. The fact that we can find each other through different brands, different narration styles, different writing styles, and then we can kind of come together to form this wonderful community. And then we just kind of hope that we have the longevity, the patience to stick around, or the wherewithal to take a break when needed, and then we can just keep this going. I think that's where we're at, right?
Yeah, I'm actually taking next week off. I'm still having video up, but I'm going to just do a collaboration because I'm just like, I'm a little burnt after this week. So
It's a busy month in general. I find I
yeah.
just been rolling with how busy October is with the spooky stuff, and I love it. But yeah, I'm getting a little tired, a little burnt out, and I'm not in this as much as you guys are.
Yeah, I was telling I think I was telling PA that I was just I'm shocked and impressed at how much content people are just putting out right now, like with either 13 days of Halloween or anything similar to that. It's just I'm thinking to myself, how are you physically able to do this? But people are working so hard to get this content out, and I'm just like, wow. So I don't know how people do it, but
I
it's very impressive.
I did a lot of planning though this year. Last year, 242 almost died because I literally recorded and put the videos together the night before they went live.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just decided to do a video a day.
Oh,
I'm surprised Billzors is still married to me after that week. His exact quote was, "Please don't ever do that again." I'm like, well, I want to do it again next year, but I'm going to have planning.
oh man, I have that same problem. So I've gone through. I swear, I'm about to go through a second girlfriend. So because what happened was I was dating someone and I was more of an extrovert and I was just doing this podcast thing on the side and just kind of immersing myself once in a while. But then when the pandemic happened and then we started being inside and we started kind of reaching out to each other throughout the internet, I really got wrapped around you guys in this community and I really kind of took it and kind of ran with it and I really immersed myself in and how great you guys are. And it turned out that the girlfriend that I was seeing at the time, she just didn't want any of that. She just couldn't handle that. She just couldn't handle the fact that I had a routine of getting up in the morning, checking my Twitter, plugging some stuff, plugging other people's stuff for about 2 hours, and then deciding to have breakfast, have coffee, do stuff. Then we would go do something. I would come back, watch your videos, or I would go to work, watch their. It was a very, it was a conscious decision to make, and we ended up breaking up because of that, because she says, I don't know who you are anymore. Do you want to continue this lifestyle? And I said, yeah, I do. I love this community. I love this group. I love being safe and secure inside my condo. And currently I'm struggling with this one now, the current queen of the Canadian Hill. But yeah, it's I'm right with it, 242. It's a bit of a hurdle to actually have this sort of lifestyle, and people who don't really understand it, they'll dump your ass.
Yeah, no, I've been very lucky. It's really communications, and like my husband actually knows that like I've tried so many other things that he's like, okay, this is actually something that you're actually like and you love and you've been doing. Well, at the time it was like I've been doing it for like 3 or 4 months. We knew by then that this wasn't going anywhere because I'm normally done within a month.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, well, we need to have like boundaries, and like I need to pull back and make sure I'm not like going full headlong into it either, and I'm still having, a relationship, right? So with him, I can have relationships with you guys, but that was the problem. It was full force into one thing. And the worst part is for Halloween, his birthday is the 27th of October.
Oh no, those oars.
So so for the 27th, I got the video done that I needed to real fast. Like I just edited and put it up, and then I spent most of that day with him. But next week, I'm gonna try to spend as much time with him as I can, so I can kind of make up for it. And also, we didn't have any money, so it wasn't like we could go do anything. So.
Good.
Yeah, that made the decision a lot more easier when you're broke.
I'm so broke.
Yeah, when I hit that broke hurdle myself, yeah, it's a good excuse to say, well, we're not doing anything as well.
That's an easy decision to make.
It's like,
I love
we
it.
have no money. I guess that solves our problem. Like, what are we doing?
You know what, though? That's cool, though. It's nice to hear that it's not only husbandry at its finest, but it's also being a good spouse when that's kind of that work-life balance where even though you love doing what you're doing right now, it's good to take a break from it, and then he's there to help you do the checks and balances of that as well. And I know what, and I like to say that I'm pretty jealous about that, because I would love to have someone kind of like that as well, to put their foot down. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't care what she thinks.
Oh, that's a bad sign, dude.
Full disclosure, as my studio door is closed and she can't hear me.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, so this
Well,
relationship's gonna last pretty long.
Well, let me well, from a different let me talk about a different perspective. I'm currently not dating anyone, so I'm able to kind of just focus 100% on this, but I have, the thought has crossed my mind recently, which is like, well, where are you going to carve out some time to dedicate to this other thing? Like, because people sometimes ask, well, are you dating anyone? And I'm like, well, not right now. But I think to myself, I barely have the time to keep up with all of this. How am I going to have the time to, put to, yeah, date, 'cause especially since it's so time consuming when you start dating and getting to know someone and life comes in. It's just, I just can't imagine how that's going to work, but I'm not worrying about it for now. When it happens, it happens, and then we'll see.
I would say it's aggravating. It's absolutely aggravating to leave a live stream that like Lady Spookaria is doing, because she's constantly staring at the back of your head, because you know full well that you have to go eat or spend time with her. So I hate to be the bear. Yeah, I'm right with you. Where it's, and then when we go on a date, or we go for a walk, I'm constantly thinking of you guys and what my next plan is, and my move for attack, and how do I want to plug this. So yeah, those are justifiable concerns that you should have. Yeah, it does get me at times.
So you think it's kind of a little bit like what 42 said, where it's like, it's about finding somebody who well, first of all, knows what they're getting into. Like, hey, these are my priorities. I want to spend time doing this, and someone who understands that and says, yes, that's okay. I'm okay with that. But let's set some boundaries that we both agree with.
Yes, I agree 100%. And from my point of view, you have to care about the person enough, or love them enough to make those concessions as well, because that's the biggest thing when you're just in a relationship off of attraction and very little else. Yeah, that comes into the issue as well, where where if you don't share enough of it, and if you don't really care about the person enough, that can hinder you, because that's the biggest thing. I think that if you do care about the person enough, you'll make time for it. So to say that if you do meet somebody and you find this attraction, you will find time, and that time will be a wonderful gift for you away from us. And I think that's the nice thing about it. I shouldn't really speak about too much about it's no matter what, you're going to be hindered. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's about liking the person enough.
Knowing where your boundaries need to be and all that jazz. And
yeah, there's a certain thing that 242 and Billsers have. It's called love.
Fair.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, we dated online for 2 years, and then he moved here, and we've been married for 11. So, I mean, I hope to God there's some love there.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about too. Bill Zors made a decision that he loves her enough to spend this much time for 3 years online with her, and then there was that much love to make this decision to do it, and obviously he doesn't regret it, because it's been like this ever since. And I think that should help too, and I believe in that too, where if I do find somebody that we connect enough, then it will be absolutely an easy decision to say work-life balance, and then I'll be able to do what I need to do. The funny thing is, though, I'll kick my stand-up comedy out the door before I do anything else. It's you guys, and then her, and then the stand-up comedy. The stand-up comedy's been taking a hit for 2 years now, so that's kind of the nice thing about it. You find a way to there's a checks and balance. You find a way to balance it, and then you just kind of remove something that you were doing on the side, and a third or fourth thing as well.
Well, it's also nice that you know your priorities. So if you ever have to decide like, okay, I don't have time to do this, you know what that is. There's no
Yeah.
conflict there of you trying to decide what passion to pursue or what's important to you. It's like you know what your priorities are, you know what you want to do, and I think I don't know, there's a little bit of comfort that comes with that.
Yeah, I agree. And the there's always the stigmata of thinking too much about stuff, and that could be a problem. But I like to think that when I'm thinking about stuff too much, it's in different aspects, and I do that a lot where I feel that something's wrong in my life and I need to balance it out. So I'll think about various plans to try to balance it a little bit more, or maybe add something to it. And and thank you for that. I like to think that I'm getting better at it at 39 years of age. At 25, I was a mess, but 39, I'm getting there.
With age comes wisdom, so you're getting
Supposedly.
up there, but you're you know what, you're wise, so you got that
Oh,
going for you.
that's the
Popping
greatest
knees, but
that's the greatest compliment I've ever gotten. I can't believe it. Thank you so much.
well, you Canadians are so nice.
Thanks, buddy. And Derringer, thank you. I love that you take all my videos seriously. Thank you so much, brother.
All of them super seriously.
Yeah. And Streamlabs, quit hogging the chat here.
Freak,
Don't
I
use
kept
the
like,
mess.
why are they right next to each other? They're supposed to be like 10 minutes apart, man. I need to fix that.
Yeah. Is Derringer that dirty, Streamlabs, that we got to keep this clean?
It's like, all right, but let's calm it down here.
Calm it
Yeah.
down. No, relationships and work and then extra work. Like, it's so funny because my boss is always like, oh, yeah, so, it's the weekend. Everyone gets to sleep in, blah, blah, blah. And I look at him dead in the face going, I don't sleep in on the weekends.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist for us.
Well, and he also actually is also a realtor, like besides the job he does with us. And I'm like, you know perfectly well what it's like to have two jobs, except your two jobs pay you. My second job doesn't pay me. Come on, YouTube,
man.
change this.
I'm right with you. I got one job that pays me, and then these two ones. Like I'm an open mic comedian, so I have to pay to play.
Oh,
So
God.
yeah. It's amazing how I have to pay $5 for 5 minutes, and then I do 3 sets a night, and
wow.
so I'm in the opposite of that zone.
And have you talked about your experiences as a stand-up comic before?
No, I never have. There's an issue. I was talking to I'm gonna name drop here. I'm friends with a comedian named Che Duran and Iffy Kalua, and they're pretty popular comedians. Iffy actually moved out to California, but we were talking about the etiquette of what it means to be a comedian in any sort of area of where you do comedy. And apparently there's a place and a time to discuss the comedy stories and trade barbs, and this is apparently not the place. There's certain things that you got to keep in house, and certain things that you got to kind of keep away from other people. And but I'll be honest with you, it's not like I have a story to tell you. There's just certain little aspects of the comedy scene that I've seen where it's just like, wow, that was dirty, or wow, I can't believe that happened, and we need to be careful about that. Nothing racially or insensitive or Chappelle like story,
Right.
nothing like that, but just stuff that it's like, really, that's how you're gonna do it. And then I wanted to talk about it off kilter, and then Che told me to stand back on it and just let it fizzle out. And so it's a little weird at times, because then we did a comedy podcast about 4 years ago where we discussed all these issues that we had, and then apparently that was the time to do it. And it's weird how that kind of works out, because I would love to tell you guys stories about how we would do stand-up comedy routines, and then certain comedians would walk into the club and then just take our minutes away. Like the owner would say, I know you guys were supposed to go up in the next half hour, but she's in and she's going to do her routine because she won Last Comic Standing. And she was out there for like an hour and a half. and she was great, right? And but we all got pushed back, and we were really bitter about it. And then she left without apologizing or saying thank you. She just kind of commanded the room, and there's a lot of those stories that we're not supposed to talk about, where these comedians who've earned their time, earned the right to do to come in and be popular, but to do it in a certain way of just bullying their way in, I felt it was kind of rude. And it's tough when a comedian walks in and says, I want to do comedy right now, and that's final. It's like you can wait your turn just a little bit, right? But apparently not. So there's kind of stories like that. I wish I had a funny story, but there's really, the only funny story I have is when I actually we have milk crates of microphones where we would have the used ones, and then we have the clean ones that were disinfected. I just literally stole a microphone from one of the clubs in order to talk to you guys today. Yeah, I just walked off stage and I kept on walking with the microphone, and no one seemed to notice. So it's just one of those things. And but that's about it. Yeah, it's really the comedy scene. It can be tough at times because it's a lot of us are struggling with depression and mentally hurting through addiction and stuff like that. So we use comedy to talk and to alleviate and make ourselves feel better, and to it's like talking to a psychiatrist, except it's kind of free. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things where we just kind of struggle in our own right, and and then we just do it through comedy. So yeah, I wish I had some good stories for you to tell you, but yeah, it's just really nothing there.
No, well, I think just all that is very interesting to hear. I like that because it just shows you how different everybody's lives are. You know, you've got all this whole other different side of your life going on. And it's just kind of interesting to hear. Like, I mean, all that is just interesting. There's this big part of your life going on, and I'm just like, I wonder what that's like.
It's fun. I would say that it's fun, and it's rewarding, and it's relieving, because there's something about going up on stage and just because I do existentialist comedy, and all I do is just grab a stool. Yeah, I grab a stool and I sit there and I just talk about just life in general and anecdotes and stuff like that, and it's not funny half the time. People just kind of clap me off stage, but I find it relieving.
It's just like, you all are my therapist right now, and you're all gonna hear what I want to say. I paid for this 5 minutes. You can all shove off.
Sir in the back, please sit. I'm not done yet.
Sir, yeah. I paid for another 5 minutes. You're gonna wait your turn.
Sir, you in the front, uncross those arms and quit nodding your head in a very, very, very bad manner. I'm trying to talk here. Very condescending stare. Hey, Knight, how you doing, brother?
Hello, Knight.
But I'm very lucky to have this lifestyle. That's the nice thing about it too. I'm very fortunate to be living in a great city, and to be given this opportunity to live this life. Like, I have a very nice steady job. I have all these great hobbies. I'm very lucky to be gifted physically, I guess, now that my knees are popping at this age. But I don't take it for granted. I go into comedy clubs and places in the most highest energy, and then when things need to be downtrodden and brought down, I'll come home and just kind of just put my hoodie on, just watch a good movie or read a book, and then I temper it that way, because I know what I got, and what I got is good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, you have to definitely be grateful of everything you have going on.
Yeah. The only lie he told there is that he lives in a great city.
Yeah. The person from Calgary got me good.
Sorry, I had to do a Canadian shots fired. He lives in Toronto. Everyone hates Toronto that's living in Toronto.
And I'm not going to lie, I woke up this morning going, is that cow manure? Why does it smell like cow manure in the city? I couldn't place the smell. I'm like, what's the city all about sometimes? So you got me. That is true.
That was the only lie. Okay.
No,
Shots fired.
too late, danger. I got hit. Good. I didn't even see it coming. Here I am, just opening up my heart, rolling up my sleeve, showing my heart on my sleeve, and then 242 just grabs that heart and just throws it on the ground.
That's what she's here to do.
Toronto sucks. Don't tell me otherwise.
And hair raising, you're not off the hook too. You just serve that up. I think you guys were typing to each other on separate Discord.
I'm just here in the background. Don't mind me.
Oh, don't cry, danger. It's okay. It's okay. I knew you were in on it too. I know you were.
The joke of this stream is 2 Canadians and a Texan walk into a stream.
Yeah, that's a tagline.
We just need a good little rebuttal for that, and then we'll go from there.
I just thought it was funny. It was just like, oh, I guess it's gonna be it's gonna be 2 Canadians and a Texan. Almost 2 Texans because I live in Canada's Texas.
Oh, is that really what it's kind of like in that part of Canada that you're living?
Yeah, Alberta's very big on oil and farming and cattle and all that jazz. So.
They have a sports stadium called the Saddle Dome, and it's in the shape of a horse saddle.
Wow, interesting.
Is it? I haven't even seen it. That one is in Calgary.
It is. It's a giant saddle, hair raising. It's this giant, ugly, silver-looking saddle.
Look, we have this thing called the Stampede every year. What do you expect?
Yeah, you got it. Everyone loves wearing cowboy hats. Yeah.
I moved here during the Stampede. That was a terrible idea. I didn't know it was Stampede week. It was the end of the month. We moved to Calgary.
Yeah, and I need you guys, everyone in the chat as well, to picture 242 and Billzors on their wagon with their horse and buggy.
With the dog in the back.
Yeah, coming from the mountains of Vancouver or British Columbia.
From the Okanagan Valley.
Okanagan Valley. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and they made it. It was a tough trail, but they made it through.
Yeah, it was 7 whole hours. It's no joke, actually. It took 7 hours.
Oh man. I've done the Trans-Canada Highway and the train run across Canada a couple times, and it's brutal. It is absolutely brutal going from east to west and stuff like that. So I kind of know how you feel.
Is that fun? I've heard it recommended as a as a vacation. Is that a good trip?
Like the Trans-Canada Highway run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but here's a word of advice: you need to 2 weeks for a 1 week worth of traveling. Like you need to make frequent stops, hotels, stuff like that.
Remember, Canada is bigger than the States.
Way bigger than the States.
Oh God, yeah. It's huge. To go from Vancouver, which I would assume is the start of it, all the way to probably St. John's, I think would be the end.
Yeah,
you're looking at a week's worth of driving right there.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, it is St. John's because we did because my cousin and I did the bridge, and then that's where it ended. And then we were asked to leave.
You look too much like you're from Toronto. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want you kind on this side.
110%. Imagine the Fred Durst Limp Bizkit red Nike hat, and it's backwards on my head, and I got the baggy jeans.
Rolling.
Oh, I was rolling with my cousin, and the East Coasters went, nope. We actually couldn't get a drink at a bar at some of those local taverns. They would not serve us. They just didn't want any trouble from us. And they were correct. We were up to no good anyway. So yeah.
They were up to no good in their neighborhood. I'm picturing that right now. Ye old 42 and ye old Billzors with ye old doggy.
Plucking away with their chickens on the horse and buggy ride over the mountains.
What really happened is I was driving my my dark blue Dodge Neon with a trailer behind it with a Lulu in the back, driving to Alberta.
Frequent stops?
Not that often. She's pretty good. The problem was I tried to stop a few times to let her pee. She got so caught up with all the new smells, she forgot she had to pee.
Oh, no way.
So by
Which
the
is
time,
really cool.
so we got to the new house, I let her out, go to the backyard. She looks at the backyard, looks around, sniffs, 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 and finally pees. And it was like the longest pee I've ever seen my dog do. Because she was like, "This is my backyard. I mark it. It's mine."
And I'm going to make a lake out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. She loves this backyard. It's huge compared to our old one. She can run around. It's got grass. Our old one had rocks.
Oh, that's no way. Sharp rocks.
I don't know if they were sharp. I've walked on them.
Okay.
They weren't that sharp, but it was rocks instead of grass. And
Oh man.
yeah, she's
So
so
yeah, she gets to dig up stuff and all that good jazz as well.
No, digging's not allowed.
Oh, no. No.
No, because
You have
she'll
to be a
ruin
dog.
the yard, and we're renting. So
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
Are y'all staying there? Is that the plan for y'all to stay there in at that location?
we're looking
That
at
part of Canada?
yeah. I'm planning to live actually in Calgary for quite a while. I'm not planning to leave. I like it here. We were thinking about Edmonton, which is actually the capital of Alberta, and I'm actually originally from Edmonton. My dad has flat out told me I am lucky he hasn't disowned me. But yeah, no, I really like Calgary, and I'm happy here. So
That's cool. Yeah, because I'm originally from Edmonton as well. I think I don't know if I disclosed that
Yes,
in
you
the last stream. Yeah. And funny enough, I tried to listen to the stream last time, like that we did last time, in order to pick up on some funny little bits or to stay away from topics that we already talked about. And I honestly forgot what that stream was. Hence why I had to ask you the question of, did I talk about I'm from Edmonton? And yes, we did. Yeah.
How long ago was it? Were you on the stream, King?
Oh, man.
August the 27th, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Hold on, I got thumbnails. Yeah, August the 21st.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is awesome. Yeah, and so yeah, that's a good excuse, right? 2 months, and then 2 days, and I forgot exactly the hell we were talking about.
I mean, hair was on accidentally, kind of, sort of on purpose, back in May 29th, 2021.
Yeah, I was on as a second thought.
Well, back up, because my guest didn't show up.
I was the
Which-
backup narrator.
Yeah, which is awesome. So you're just chilling here, and you're ready to chat, and then out of nowhere, 242 is like, "Hey, we got ourselves a no-show. Are you in?" Was that the story?
That's exactly, literally how it went. Yes.
Hey guys, my guest's mic's not working. Can I have another guest, please? So he saved me that first time, and then that same guest was a no-show the next time, and Alternative Night saved my ass that time.
Yes, I remember that, and then that's when I fell in love with Alternative Night because he has a great voice, great Aussie voice, and it's really his pronunciation and his wordplay is absolutely awesome. Not just because of his accent, he's a really good talker. So then I got on his train quickly as well. So that's another good get for you, 242. Awesome, good job.
Okay. Just volunteer tribute.
Yeah, that's
That
it.
worked out.
Yeah, I do feel bad though because I saw that I forget his name now. King, the
Cadaver.
other king. Yeah, he looks like he quit. He unsubbed from my channel. Like I can't find him on my sub list, and I can't find his channel anymore. And it looks like he's done from Twitter as well. He kind of left us, sadly.
What king is that?
King of Cadaver. King Cadaver.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he took off. He was doing some really good stuff. It was niche stuff. It was like little clip art and funny little voices and stuff like that. It was a little raw, a little uncut. There a little bit more practice could have done it, but yeah, he dipped his toe in the water, and and that was it, which is fine. I mean, you do what you do until a certain extent, and then if you feel that you've done enough, yeah, always walk away. Don't try to grind.
Yeah, no, I always wonder like how how long am I going to be able to keep this going? And but I do it because I enjoy it, and I think that's important. I think you have to enjoy it and like it, because that's what keeps you going, especially if you're not seeing dramatic growth. You know, you're doing it because you enjoy it, and everything else comes second.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, 110% agree with you. It's got to be a love for it. It's got to be something that you enjoy doing. It's got to be something that I would say, I'm going to make this for myself and then listen to it a month or two down the road, which I don't. I'm so sick of editing my own stuff,
Yeah.
and then I don't want to hear me anymore. So when I put it out on YouTube, it's I don't listen to my own crap.
Hello, General. And you're welcome. And yes, I actually have to have a Turner Night officially on here one of these days, which I
Yes,
should book.
I agree, because it seems like he's constantly burning the midnight oil. The candle is very thin; it's running out, but he likes Iron Manning it and staying up, which is awesome.
Yeah, I was actually, when I first started, I was warned that a lot of narrators that will happen. Like, they'll get in, start doing it, realize either it's not for them, or they're not getting the growth they want, or whatever, and just leave. And won't tell you. They'll just leave. So.
Yeah. I was never given that warning myself since I came through the back door, sort of thing. since it was a hockey podcast and I turned it into this. Yeah, so I was never given that warning. Like I said, I joined. You and Raven were the first guys to kind of put me on board, and I found out, not the hard way, but I found out through experience that a lot of people love and leave this stuff quickly, and it was nice of King Cadaver to kind of give us a sign off that he was taking off. But yeah, it's amazing how things abruptly end for a lot of these guys that we love. And you nailed it, Hare. How it's like you're not committing to anything, but you're just hoping that you can stick around, and there's no promises made, and that's the same from my end as well.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of work, and I totally agree that I try to put out things that I want to listen to, but I personally don't want to listen to my own stuff, mainly because I already heard it 50 million times as I made the mistakes and then edited it, so I don't want to hear it again.
It's so true, eh? It's just like,
Yeah.
You start to question yourself too. It's like, I don't want to hear myself talk. Do you want to hear myself talk?
Are you sure? Are you positive that you really want to hear me?
Is the sound of my voice this good? It's not good to me anymore. Oh, there he is. Hey, as the Raven dreams.
He's good at showing up randomly.
Yes, you did drag me into this, and I thank you for this hidden gold mine. It is. I love this. This was I don't know what I would have done without you guys during the pandemic and all that stuff. I really don't know, because when the comedy clubs closed down and my hobby was taken away from me, and I was just kind of sitting at home, and I knew I was even home from work, luckily enough, getting paid. But
Yes.
this was a beautiful, lovely gift to have, and I'm very thankful for it. And I just feel that I need to. I owe you guys. I need to pay back. I need to, because you guys have been so wonderful and great. It's nice to have a routine of getting up in the morning, going on Twitter, and just having you guys there, and then having a nice routine of listening to you guys narrate your stories and then commenting. It's a lovely reward, and I'm very thankful to have you guys. I think it's a wonderful thing to have, and yeah, I feel in my heart that I can at least continue this on for another 2 months.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you continued even after things started to open back up. Because you could have just said, well, all right, it got me through this, but now that it's over, I'll get back to my regular life. But the fact that you kept going through this, that's great. That means we get to have you here.
Thanks, Harry, man. I appreciate that. It wasn't a tough decision at all. It was a rather easy decision, because it's like I said, the comedy scene is way different, and the sports podcast scene is incredibly toxic. So this was an easy decision to make, that you have these scary, spooky people who talk about Halloween and scary stuff, and they're the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Hello, Lady Spicaria. Welcome.
Hey,
Lady.
So,
Lady Spookaria, were your ears warm? Or what's the tagline when we're talking about you? You're
Ears
not
ringing.
here. Ears ringing. That's it. Yeah, we're saying good things about you, Lady Spookaria.
Yeah, just don't hit the rewind button.
yeah,
Don't
don't do
do
that.
it.
Don't.
There's a lot of nonsense, and it's from me, so you don't want it.
And like the mess now behind us. Jeez.
I know. I swear the coffee machine was working when I walked in here, or it wasn't working. That's what it was. Yeah, it wasn't working when I
Yeah,
walked
it
in
totally
here.
wasn't working. Like I did double check it this morning, like I do every Saturday. Jeez.
Yeah, and that's and hair raising left that gigantic planter stain, the coffee planter stain on the table. That wasn't me either. I didn't spill.
Nothing. Wait, what were you saying?
Only good things, Lady Spookaria.
It's
We're
funny
just
'cause
talking.
I read that in her voice. She goes, Wait, what? What was that?"
I'm grabbing a little sippy sip.
Yeah, we were just talking about the community and how good intentions and how good people are and the longevity and stuff like that. And your name came up, Lady Spookaria, about you're one of the pillars of the community and how you stick around and how you're good to us, and just like we all are to each other. And it's you're just one of many beautiful people in this community. That's all. That's all.
That's really it. That's not a lie in any way. I'm not. I hope I didn't say that in the wrong tone, because it's not a lie in any way. Okay, so what I was going to say, though, was the reason I personally think that the hockey scene is toxic compared to the horror scene not being toxic is because hockey's mainstream and, everyone likes hockey. Well, horror is more of a niche thing and was definitely more frowned upon when we were younger, and like same with anime and all that stuff. So those people seem to be nicer because they know what it's like to be the outsider.
I agree, 110%. There's and especially being in Toronto, where the Maple Leafs fandom is absolutely garbage, and they hate you with a passion, and there's nothing but just. I think the goalie Anderson's going to be great this year, and then you get a million responses of why you're wrong and why you should be, you should walk in the traffic, so to speak. Oof. And yeah, you nailed it, 242. Us being niche and us trying to find each other. Yeah, you can find hockey fandoms easy in Canada. It's just it's impossible to find the good ones, though, because everyone has their opinion. And it's their opinion, and it's right.
Everyone has an asshole. Doesn't mean it's a good one.
Yes, absolutely true. But it was amazing, though, when I was doing my LA Kings podcast, how people would remind me, and even the Buffalo Bill podcast that I did with a couple of guys, that people would remind me that you're not in the sports fandom, you're not former athletes, so your opinions are garbage, and so are you, so quit talking. Yeah, that's how bad it got.
Really?
So
yeah.
Do you feel that had to do with like you stopping no longer doing that podcast? Did that
110%. It was a podcast on SoundCloud. It was called Buffalo Winging It, and it was with me and two other guys, and we talked about the Buffalo Bills. And we made it to 203 episodes. And I said to myself that I'll make it to 200 and then I'm out. So I did 3 more because it was just nonstop ridicule of, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not an athlete. You're an idiot. And it never got better. And so I left the podcast, and then they continued it for another, 15 more. And then it turns out that they actually deleted their podcast like wholly because we got sued, because apparently there was another podcast called Buffalo Winging It, and they felt that they were the more better, more prestigious podcast as well. It was a terrible scene. And then hockey was the same thing, and I was more happy to get canned from blog writing and stuff and then come over here because I've always loved horror, and I was just pleasantly surprised that you guys came with this love that I have. Yeah, easy decision.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's why I never got into sports, because I watched so many toxic people talking about it. And then, of course, I never found it very interesting to begin with either. And then just watching these people, like, yell at each other over something so stupid, I was like, you know what? I don't... So whenever someone starts talking about, like, hockey or whatever, I'm like, my teams are the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers, and that's only because that's what my parents like, and I don't watch it, so don't bother.
That's it. Yeah, and it's I always look at it like a boys' club as well, where some of the girls and the women who are incredibly knowledgeable and gold medal winning women of this great sport called hockey try to get in, and these boys' club members bring their bravado and garbage and hate at it as well, and it's brutal. And I found that this niche category supports men and women equally as well, and I felt that that was it as well. We're given the same rights, and we're given the same playing field as well. It's just it's a brutal space to be in, and yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's something I'll never go back to. I just watched my LA Kings play, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm an LA Kings fan, not a Leafs fan. I hate the Leafs that much.
To be fair, everyone in Canada hates the Leafs except who lives in Toronto.
It's so true. I know way too many Ottawa Senators fans and Montreal Canadiens fans. They used to be Leafs fans, and they left because, it's a brutal team, and they rip you off.
Yeah, exactly. No, like, I don't even like the sport, but I know enough about these things. Like, it's so funny because the Vancouver Canucks have never won the Stanley Cup, but that would stop the Canucks from being loved as much as they are. I mean, everyone from Vancouver loves the Canucks, and just... I've actually, living in Calgary, have seen Oilers plates and Oilers things, and I'm like, how are you not killed? How are they still alive?
Yeah,
someone help them.
My friends that would come over to do Leaf games, and we would do like bench seats Leaf games, and they'd have their Ottawa Senators or Montreal Canadiens jerseys on. I'm like, we're getting stuff thrown at us. I'm like, yeah, because this is a terrible idea for you to come into it was the Gardens that we watched a couple of games, but yeah, Air Canada Center. Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Oh yeah, it's brutal. Terrible.
No, Derringer is not Canadian.
Oh, okay.
He also put the wrong
know.
Leaf. Which proves everything.
Yeah, so that's how I know. That's why I'm not taking it. I'm taking offense that you put the wrong Leaf down.
Sorry, dude. I don't even like the Leafs or hockey in general,
funny.
but I'm like, dude, that's the wrong Leaf. You did it wrong. The only way you would have done it is a leaf in a certain color next to it might have helped.
Yeah, I do love the effort of trying to pry at us, because I would do that too in the chat, as everyone knows. There's just time.
Sorry. Yeah, I grew up with hockey. Grew up people loving. My husband loves American football, specifically the NFL, and he's a Saints fan because he's from Louisiana. He's originally from around New Orleans, and yeah, so it's just so funny because he's like, well, hell froze over. I'm like, why? Because they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all they had up to that point was Archie Manning getting clobbered in 1967 to 1974. Like, it was a brutal team, and they had the worst win-loss record ever. Like, they had so many losses in a row, and their stadium was crumbling. There was constant weather issue warnings that would clobber the nation.
New Orleans, of course it does.
You got it. And the fact that Drew Brees just fell ass backwards into that team, and they won a Super Bowl, I commend him. That's some good fandom.
Super Bowl.
Because I'm lucky enough to have Wayne Gretzky and and all that good echelons players like Marcel Dion. Like we sucked for a long time, but at least we had some pretty big name players. So yeah, the Saints, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, I'm just not the biggest sports fan. Like, I only know Drew Brees because my husband won't stop talking about him, but I think he's retired now, I think.
Yeah, he put the helmet on the hook last year,
Which
and
is
now
probably
they got
a good
it.
idea.
Yeah, he's four. You know what? Funny enough, I think he's 42, and yeah, and yeah, that's way too old to be in
Oh,
football.
God, yeah. You should be done in your 30s.
Oh, easily.
The game is brutal on the bodies, and it's so bad. American football's so bad. And I always find it funny because we call it American football because, you know, soccer's called football across the way. And then everyone gets mad, why do you call it soccer? I'm like, it's the Brits that brought it over here. The reason we call it soccer is because of the Brits. They used to call it soccer, and then they went back to calling it football. And now we kept the soccer part.
And it was all a joke. The Brits planned this the entire time.
Well,
They
it
said,
actually
"We're gonna
was a
go
joke
over."
name. Originally.
Yeah, it was. It was. They're like, we're gonna go over, call it a different name, then we're gonna run back and see if they keep the name, and then we're gonna be more prestigious. Yeah, it worked.
But it makes way more sense why soccer is called football. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
like, okay, you play the game with your feet. Football makes sense. You play with your hands. Football. What? But I found out it's because the ball is a foot long.
That's what it is. Yeah, officially, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah. I
why.
didn't know
Because people are, yeah, it's weird because like CFL football is a lot older than the NFL by like 100 years. CFL, that's the original name as well because it's a foot long ball.
Yeah.
So you're playing a foot long ball. Yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah, so
They
I found
should change
out
it though.
they should 100%. It should be changed to something else. But everyone just calls it American football, and it just makes things easier now. But
Yeah, and it works. Yeah, because you can't call it handball or hand throw ball because it just sounds stupid.
it really does. But yet somehow football sounds fine.
Yeah,
Which-
but then when you do the American football, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can. And then when you say soccer or football, it makes more sense. Who needs
we-
American football when you have rugby, which is the equivalent? But rugby's woof. It's got
Yeah.
different rules. Change
Rugby-
it to be just egg.
The thing is, though, with rugby is that's a lot tougher, and those guys' careers are a lot shorter. That is a brutally rough game. Holy cow! But fun to watch. It's fun.
Yeah, my boss likes rugby. I think it is. No, it's not rugby. It's
Cricket?
yes.
Yeah, it's cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cricket. He loves
Yeah.
cricket. And he's
Yeah.
like, do you know what Canada's first official game was? Cricket. I'm like, it's actually lacrosse. Lacrosse was around longer. Whatever they say is wrong because it's lacrosse.
Absolutely. It was what was it? I'm gonna butcher this. The Churi tribe. Yeah, they had those sticks with the with just woven clubs, and then they had rocks. Yeah, it was an easy sport to do out in a field.
Yeah,
back in whatever
it
year.
actually is the national summer sport of Canada.
It is.
Hockey is the national winter sport. So
Yeah, which is awesome, and it's a lot more violent. We got
Oh, God,
lacrosse
yeah.
clubs in
Oh, my
Canada.
God.
The Toronto Rock. Now that's a fun game. Watching those guys beat the crap at each other, and music plays the entire time. So you got this heavy metal music going as these guys are clubbing each other in the head, and they're running back and forth, whipping this ball at other people.
Oh God,
it's
yeah.
great.
Oh, that ball is
sounds
brutal.
awesome.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
lacrosse is brutal, man. I played it. We played
Oh
it in high
yeah,
school.
so you know exactly where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, it's a brutal game, man. And that stick, you get hit by it. Like everyone says hockey's brutal. I'm like, yeah, it can be because you got sharp blades on the bottom of your feet, but you're not allowed to use those. So
You got it, and no one seems to notice that when you try to run outside, the guy with the lacrosse stick, he can actually carry his stick under his arm, and then he can come inside on you, and then jab you really hard in the side, and no one sees it.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, you drop the ball, and they're like, "Why'd you drop the ball, man?" I'm like, "I just got stabbed with the butt of the stick."
Jesus.
No, yeah, no, it's brutal. Hey, Dark Horse Tales.
Hey,
How you
Dark
doing,
Horse.
Dark Horse?
Welcome to Canada. We're very brutal when it comes to sports. Super nice. So we got all our aggression out in sports and geese. So stay away for the geese.
Yeah, we got some of those.
The Canadian geese.
And I want to say, I'm so happy that with the 16 likes that we've been talking about comedy, personal issues, relationships, sports. We did a quick horror narration plug in the beginning, and then we just kind of went this way, and we got 16 likes. I love it.
That's how my streams work. I don't care what you talk about, as long as it's not stuff you shouldn't, of course. There are lines. There's very small lines, but...
Yeah, you got it. Like, yeah, no segregation. Sort of.
Well, yeah. I try to stay away from politics, even though I don't think that should be political. But religion, political, and stuff like that, and sex, which really shouldn't be. Should be the things we should stay away from.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we did touch on a couple little things here and there on our last stream, but yeah, and then because then even I know, okay, that's enough of that. It sucks.
Yeah, well, especially with how Canada is right now and all that shit that's coming out. So, and actually the States too, some shit's coming out too. So yes, exactly. Yeah. But at the same point, I'm like, it shouldn't be political in any way, because that's just how things are. But it's just like, that's political and will drive people away. It's like, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Especially that, that Texas politics and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
we don't want to talk about Texas politics. So I'm going to take Hare out of there. So Hare is going to leave. I'm going to take Bard and his wife away. I'm going to take this one guy I know that lives there, and then I'm going to burn the state down. Okay?
Yeah, take it all down.
So I'm going to take the people I like out of it, and then we're going to burn... Well, except for Austin. Austin can stay. And then we're burning the rest... Or is it Houston?
It's Austin.
Okay, it's Austin. So Austin knows. So Austin will be staying. I will put a firewall around them, and the rest of the state can burn.
Don't you live in the Texas of Canada?
It's not as bad as Texas is.
Oh, okay.
It's still, I won't lie, it's a little backwards here. So I'm going to put a firewall around Calgary. Actually, there's no one in Alberta that isn't in Calgary that I care about. I'm going to burn all of Alberta down, and then we'll start again.
I still like our...
And it'll go really good because of all the oil.
I still like our original plan. We're going to turn Texas into Alberta, but we're going to go in there, and hair-raising narratives is our inside man. And all we're going to do is go to Texans and start hugging them. We're going to start hugging them, hug them all. And then they're going to be
going to go over well.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll just leave. They'll be like so uncomfortable. Just hug. And then eventually the love will take over. It works.
It totally works. They won't pull the guns out at all.
Nah.
No. Apparently, Dark Horse. I think Dark Horse lives there too. So we'll take Dark Horse out as well. We'll put you all in Austin. Put the firewall around you guys. No, I wouldn't actually do that. It's just yeah.
Never hate Texas. No, of course not. From what I understand, like Nashville, more specifically, but there's a lot of bistros and eateries, and there's some really cool towns and really cool communities there to go to. Apparently, I would love to go down because my uncle he does he goes motorcycling down there for a lot of NASCAR stuff, and he says the community is just awesome down in Texas. It's a really kind of a good homegrown state. You just need to stay away from the cities, apparently.
Hello, Blake Blizzard. Welcome to the fun.
Yeah, whatever this is.
I mean, there's a town called Run and Shoot, so I mean, Texas is weird.
Yeah, I mean it is a pretty interesting place. But I think depending on what your lifestyle is like. You can pretty much live anywhere in Texas and be comfortable. You know, just because it's like you have a lot of rural places, but you also have the larger cities. And, you know, surprisingly, it's not just Austin anymore, but you have these other larger cities that are becoming very, you know, very liberal. So you have your conservative places, your liberal places, and you can pretty much live anywhere now. Whereas I think a lot of people see it all like Texas is just this conservative place. And I think because of a lot of the state politics, but really for people, you can live anywhere and live a pretty comfortable life, I guess, depending on your beliefs and politics.
And hello,
Yeah, I
VA
agree.
members.
That's what I heard. Oh, sorry.
I just want to say hello to VA.
Hello, PA.
Oh, yay!
I'm
What's
going
up, man?
to just stay in
Yo,
Canada.
yo. Yes, 100%. Yeah. But I'm with you, though. I've seen it on the news and all that, where you have the front and center Texans doing their Texan growl, and then you're on television doing their Texan growl, and you got Walker, Texas Ranger, with their Texan growl. But take it from a guy that lives there. Yeah, there is places where you can live, and it's a really nice life, and there's liberal cities, and there's a lot of free thinking and stuff. Yeah, just once in a while you'll get that. Well, it's not fun to have a normal guy on TV or on the news saying
Right.
boring stuff. Yeah, you need that loud, angry Texan, just like you need that loud, angry Torontonian.
Yeah,
No, I kicked the loud Ontarian person out.
Yeah.
So
Well, 242, your mayor's so boring and liberal and free
we
for
just
thinking.
we just got
We
a
need
new
Kenny.
mayor.
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
got a new mayor.
We just got a new mayor. We actually got the first female ever.
Oh, nice. But yeah, that's not fun. You need to get Kenny out there and
No,
and
God, no, he needs to
be
go
fa-
away.
Yeah, be angry and all that. Yeah, so it works both ways. Yeah.
that is
No,
funny.
Kenny needs to go. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, we just had, so we voted for the friggin' the national one, and then in Calgary, it was like a month later, we had our city one, and I'm like, what? Why are they so close together? It's because the Canadian government's an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, the mandate for those, they're brutal. They just need to separate a little bit better. Crap. Come on, guys.
No, well, it's because they decided to do it early because people weren't happy for whatever reason, but yet the exact same thing happened again. So it's like, look at all
love
that
it, eh?
money we wasted. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
Nothing like spending millions of dollars for the same seating result.
Exactly.
Yeah, good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
And
worry,
that's as
it's not
far-
just the states that are idiots.
You got it. And that's as far as we go for politics talk, guys.
Yeah,
That's
we
the line.
had voting stuff around here, and actually,
just
but
gotta
I'm very
dabble a bit
happy
in it.
that we got a female mayor, and that's kind of nice. And I didn't know we didn't have a female mayor here before. I only just moved to
that's
Calgary,
interesting.
so
Yeah, so yeah, you didn't know, yeah, but that's nice though. It's nice, and you always hope that she got voted in just for being a very smart, competent person, rather than just being we need to fit this demographic.
Right.
You always
no,
hope for that as
there
well.
was more than just her running that were females. That's not why she got voted in. I guarantee
Perfect.
it. I'm
Perfect.
really sure it's. I read what she was going on, and what she had was lining up with what I thought. So I have a feeling she was just the breath of fresh air. Apparently, the mayor here wasn't very good. Again, just moved to Calgary, don't know. So they need someone new, and she had a platform that seemed to speak to everyone. So it's really nice, and I'm just happy we need changes, so we need new people in. Why is my
That's
doorbell
great.
ringing?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was wondering what that was.
I thought there was an alarm outside for my car. I thought maybe a streetcar ran into it again.
Nope, my doorbell rang, and I am not checking. Well, maybe I should. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, no worries. I knew this was gonna happen, guys. So now it's hair raising and King of the Canadian Hill stream. This is it. So first things first, though, Blake Blizzard, love you, man. You know, I love you, man. I love your writing, and I'm so excited for. I got to catch up on some of your stories that As a Raven Dreams narrate, and I'll be doing that this weekend, my friend. So excited that you're in the chat here and chatting with us.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten a chance to check out Blake Blizzard, but I will because it sounds like he has some good stuff.
He is a wonderful, wonderful writer. He does introspective, investigating sort of writing, where the character itself questions his surroundings and the things around him. It's really good, intuitive writing. I love it. It's I love how Ravens narrates it as well. It's really good stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
I would actually, small request. I would love to have you narrate Blake's stories if you guys can get in contact with each other, because I would love to hear your voice with some of his perspective.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that would be great.
So, do you want us to sing a jaunty tune, chat? No, don't.
Hey, doing good, man. Doing good. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining. I like how sometimes you see the same people like in various different places, and you're like, oh my god. It's pretty nice to see the commitment that some people like. I think earlier you were touching on how much this community meant to you, and I just get reminded of that every time I see the same people in several different places, and just seeing everybody support each other. I think that's part of the reason why when I first joined, I was like, it's kind of helped me stay into this community, is because not just because I like doing these narrations and like doing these stories, but everybody's just so cool.
I agree, 110%. I love the consistency of the same names, same avatar pictures as well, because it's one thing to be a part of a community where you have these different voice boxes just yelling and touting certain things at you. That's another thing that attracted me even more to this community, where once you get somebody, they stick with you no matter what, and they're here for you. And I made that a very astute observation myself as I dab my shoulders. But yeah, I love how no matter what, you're going to show up to the stream and you're going to see you're going to see the same names and some new ones as well. It's always good to see new names as well. But I'm with you. I love that consistency as well.
So, guys, we have to cut this short. The gentleman to fix my window showed up 3 hours early. So...
3 hours?
Yeah, they weren't supposed to show up till noon. So, just because I don't want to have all the banging and all that jazz, so I have to call this stream here. So
yeah, no worries.
Thank you all for coming. I hope you all have a good day. Thank you, King of Canadian Hill and Hair Raising Narratives for joining.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me back.
Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Thank y'all.